Today I really want to share a short video on one secret that I have found to be very useful in building confidence. Now, I was on a group call with my group last night and we were going through like some really key steps to be able to build confidence in women. And ultimately, I believe confidence can be built from two main areas. One is developing skills, and one is developing the internal dialogue, your mindset that needs to happen. So I don't know if this is you, but if you've ever looped in that kind of worry, self-doubt, feeling like imposter, like you don't really know what you're doing, walking into a room, feeling inferior, feeling small, this is a common experience to all of us, and I've felt it too, so I can totally get you. So today I'm going to go through just a couple of key strategies to help calm that down so you can step into an authentic confidence that's not based on performance but based on authenticity. Now, before I start, I am looking forward to an upcoming live retreat in Malini. I will pop some videos in the group so you can all see. I've got one space left, so if anyone's interested in taking the leap and spending 4 days with me and a big group of amazing women, then I would really love to speak to you. So just send me a DM and I can chat. But let's get on with this particular live today, and that is on understanding confidence. So like I said, our confidence can really be divided, our way of building confidence can be divided into two. One is to develop skills, and one is to develop internal strategies to be able to build yourself forward. So you do need some skills. For example, if someone said to me, "Hey Nikki, I'd really like you to perform brain surgery today," I would not have the confidence for that because I don't have the skill. So there is an element of skill that is required to be able to build some confidence. But I know a lot of women that have done course after course after course and training after training, very, very skilled, know a lot, but still don't have the confidence. And so that internal landscape that builds confidence, and I have talked about this before, but part of it comes from our physiology. So how we're standing, how we're breathing, it comes from our internal mindset. So what we're saying to ourselves on a regular basis, are we listening to the voice of worry all the time, or can we listen to the voice of encouragement from time to time? Also our perceptions, our habits, and our patterns. So there's a lot in here, but today I just want to go through perceptions. Just one little thing to go through perceptions, because that one little step might help. So the way I like to describe perceptions is our perceptions of other people. We can either put people on a pedestal or put people in the pit. And so this is an idea that's developed by Dr. Demartini. And when we put people on a pedestal, we assume that they know more, that they are more, that they're better than us, and we admire them. Now, admiring people is not a bad thing, but when we put people on a pedestal, guess what happens to us? We become smaller, and suddenly we don't have confidence because we start to shrink ourselves. So if you've ever walked into a room where you feel like everybody knows more than me, everyone's got it more together than I do, and you start to put everybody on the pedestal, you're putting yourself in a space of shrinking. And that is a perception problem. It's not reality. It's just what you perceive. Now, of course, in life, the other thing can happen is that we can look down on people and put them in the pit and imagine that I'm all of that and they've got it wrong. And that's also a perception problem that's not reality. Because here's the reality. There's no one above us and there's no one below you. If you walk into a room and you feel like people know more than you, they probably do. They know more than you about a certain subject. For example, if I walked into a room filled with astrophysicists, they would know more than me about physics and the universe. It doesn't mean that I'm less than them and I know less. I know more about emotional resilience and managing grief and managing mindset and building confidence and getting a clear mind and an open heart. I know more about that. They just know more about aspects. So it's a comparison. It's just the knowledge is in a different space, in a different area. If I walked into a room filled with brain surgeons, and I've already mentioned brain surgeons, I don't know what's in my mind, but if I walked into a room of brain surgeons, they would know more than me about brain surgery. but it's just knowledge that's placed in a different area. I would know more than them about communication skills. So we would all have something to learn and share. And so here's what happens. When we realize that someone doesn't know more than us, they just know different things, suddenly we can have a conversation that comes from a place of curiosity. If I'm in a room of astrophysicists, I might think, wow, I'd love to learn a bit more about the universe. Can you explain what you know to me? And now I'm asking questions like I'm a student. I'm not pretending to be an astrophysicist and know, like, I'm just going to be honest and say, I don't know anything about astrophysicists. So tell me more about the universe. So imposter comes in when we're pretending to be something that we're not, rather than just being curious and being the best student and asking, hey, I'd really love that knowledge. What would you like to share? Can you tell me more? Can I understand more? And guess what? Sometimes it can become a two-way street. Oh, in my experience around communication, this is sometimes what happens and how it can unravel. And now we're having a two-way street conversation that's authentic confidence, not one that's based on performance, where I feel like I have to perform to impress. I'm not trying to impress anyone. We've just all got different skills. So when we can really start to adjust our perceptions, and there's a couple of ways of doing this. If you've put someone on the pedestal, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, how is this person still just a human being? Their blood is still red. They still, have their daily worries and concerns like every other human being. How is this person just like another human being? Because you need to bring them down off the pedestal because they don't belong there. The next thing is to ask, how am I just as knowledgeable but just in a different area? Because you want to boost yourself up so that now we're on a level playing field because no one is above or below you. So when you adjust your perceptions, take someone off the pedestal, make sure that you understand that we're all in a level playing field. We all have different skills, different knowledge, and it can all contribute in some way toward growth and contribution. Now I have authentic confidence rather than that kind of performance push and confidence that feels like I'm like living in imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome and that idea of adjusting your perceptions needs to come from a place of, I'm curious about what they know, I'd love to learn more. And if you're a curious student and you'd love to learn more, then you never have to slip into imposter because you never have to perform, you're just honest about who you are. So I hope some of this is helpful for you, and the most important key takeaway from this is really understand that confidence is not about knowing more. It's not. It's because you can have 1,000 degrees and still lack confidence. Confidence is about trusting that you'll figure it out. Trusting that you'll figure it out and trusting yourself to move forward. And that only happens when you ask good questions, you remain curious, and adjust your perceptions around people on the pedestal or people in the pit. So I hope that little video today on confidence has helped. Just a little snapshot of what we talked about last night. I thought it'd be valuable to share. So if anyone wants to know more about the upcoming retreat, like I said, we've got one space left. It'll be brisk in Mullaney, but there'll be fireplaces in all of the cabins, fireplace in the conference room, and I'm going to be guiding women in a step-by-step way to help restore energy, conquer depletion, manage stress, manage emotions, and find clear direction through life's messy moments. And so this is what we'll be going through together. The transformation on retreat is always amazing, and I love sharing it with women. So I look forward to that. I'll send you some pictures, and I hope that's been helpful today. Thanks for joining.